Hello, everybody, and welcome to the half-time reaction show here at Wembley in the League Cup final, where the score is Chelsea 0, Liverpool 0. Would you be surprised to know that Liverpool have lost yet another player to injury? Ryan Gravenberch forced off before the half-hour mark after a lunge from Moises Caicedo. He sort of stands on his foot. Personally, I think VAR should look at it. We've got a comment from Susan Sweeney on Facebook saying the Chelsea player should have been sent off. I wouldn't be surprised with some players sent off for worse this season, but Caicedo went unpunished. That did unsettle Liverpool, let's be honest. They had to reshuffle things. There's no senior player midfielders on the bench, really. Gravenberch was one of the last ones standing. So Joe Gomez came on to replace him. That prompted Conor Bradley to move to right wing and Harvey Elliott to drop back to midfield with Alexis McAllister swapping the flanks. That did unsettle Liverpool. It's when Chelsea came back into the game and they had their best chances. There was a big save from Kelleher to deny Palmer. Chelsea always looking threatening on the counter-attack. Raheem Sterling's had a goal disallowed for offside. One of the angles, it looks at the wrong decision, but I think from the second one it's cleared up, and yeah, it is the right call. Jackson gets played in down the right-hand side, crosses it, and Sterling's there at the far post for a simple tap-in. But if you look at the lines drawn on the pitch, Jackson is just offside up against Canate. After that fight back from Chelsea, Liverpool did start to come back at them again. They did start really well, and before Gravenberch was injured, they were superb at winning the ball back high up the pitch and getting forward and challenging again and again and again. And then late on in the half, they finished strongly. They should potentially be ahead. Cody Gakpo hit the post. We had Andy Robertson crossing for him, and he's leapt highest, got him between the two defenders, and only to be denied by the woodwork. It's a really nice link-up play between Diaz and Elliott down the left-hand side. Elliott's cut back is half cleared. Back to Diaz. He squares it to Bradley, and Bradley's unfortunate to see his shot blocked. And there's a couple of really good saves from Petrovic in there as well, denying McAllister, denying Diaz. They both put low shots towards the corner, and he's got down low to push them behind. There was some drama late in the half as well, where Ben Chilwell lost his head with Conor Bradley. I think Conor Bradley was actually penalised for a foul here, and they sort of fell to the floor together on top of each other, and Chilwell was just pushing him in the chest, shoving him, and they had to be separated. Liverpool's senior players did really well to get Bradley out of that, because it could have been a moment where a youngster loses their head and gets a silly red card. Both players were booked for the troubles. Joe Gomez, the peacemaker, pushing Chilwell away, and then keeping, I think it was Colwell away as well, after he'd had a little bit of a push with Cody Gakpo. Yeah, Chilwell got a yellow card, and normally we see referees book both players in those situations, and that's what's happened here. But it looked very one-sided, shall we say. Bradley was not looking for that fight. We're half-time, Liverpool have been the superior side, really, if you look at the stats. I think they haven't had much possession, although they've had the majority of possession, 54% to 46%. They've had 8 shots compared to Chelsea's 3. They've had 3 shots on target compared to Chelsea's 2. Like, they were in control, they were passing it around really well, looking to create spaces. Chelsea look the most threatening on their counter-attack, but apart from that, they don't look that much of a threat. Touch wood, that stays the same. In the second half, we'll have Liverpool attacking their own fans. Hopefully that will spur them on a little bit. Look at the substitutes now with what's left for who can change the game. You got Costa Sidicas and a bunch of academy graduates. You've got Kwanzaa, Dans, Kumas, and Yoni. There aren't many senior players there that can make a difference, but maybe the fearless players can. And this is now 12 senior players out injured for Liverpool, which is madness, isn't it? It's over a starting 11. They looked for a moment like a disjointed makeshift side, but they came back strongly. And you just got to hope that soon these injuries will clear up. Hopefully we'll see Szoboszlai, Salah and Nunes back against Southampton or Nottingham Forest. But yeah, you've lost another one to injury there. Looking at the comments, and you've got a few people saying Caicedo should have been sent off. Like I said, I agree. People aren't happy with the refereeing decision. But you look at all these things that are going against Liverpool. They're still level at half-time here at Wembley. They haven't had the better of the game. Half-time is potentially come at a good time for Liverpool. They can regroup a bit under Jurgen Klopp. We've seen them come back stronger in second halves in games recently. Maybe that'll be the same again, but there isn't much left in reserve, so these players are going to, majority of them have to go the distance if we do have extra time, if we do have penalties. It's very finely poised at the moment. How did Chilwell not get yellow and he dragged? Yeah, if you look at that, if Chilwell should have had 2 yellow cards, he could have been sent off. Caicedo could have had, I think, an earlier yellow card. or before, one where he maybe stamps on Ravenbirch as well. But this is, say, the very least, a very, very proud day for the academy. When you've got Bradley in the team, and you've got a number of them on the bench, you've got Keller in the team. You think that one of them can step up. Bradley has been brilliant, by the way, both positions. He's got forward well. He's had a couple of shots. He's been unlucky to see them blocked. He's put in a couple of really good defensive tackles. And then the rest of the team. McAllister's been brilliant again in midfield, as has Endo. So good on the ball, winning it back, breaking through. And if you look at the battle between Endo and Caicedo, Endo's the one coming out on top. He's the one winning possession, and he's carrying it forward through in midfield really, really well. Liverpool have been on top in that midfield battle. They do need the goal. They do need to create maybe a couple more clear-cut chances. I say that. They've still been denied by Petrovic a couple of times. They've hit the post. It's just you don't have your impact subs, which is something that Liverpool have been so good at this season, where it's not quite clicking, and they could send on a Jota, they could send on a Nunes. They don't have that today. So hopefully the 11 is enough to get it done, and hopefully we can get through the second half with no more injuries. Liverpool cannot afford any more here. And while you've got faith in them to not buckle under the pressure, to not take the knockback to heart and to struggle, because they have suffered so many setbacks this season, and still find a way to come back stronger, they are running out of bodies to back it up. But yeah, it finishes. It's half time. It's Chelsea 0, Liverpool 0. Hopefully we'll get a few goals in the second half. We won't have extra time and penalties. We're sick of extra time and penalties in finals between Chelsea and Liverpool, aren't we? We want goals. We want an encouraging second half display from Liverpool, where they take control of the game. They've had the better of the half. Fingers crossed for it. They can do more of the same in the second half, and maybe, just maybe, they'll be winning this trophy come the end of the evening. But yeah, finally poised game. Could go either way. Join us again for full time, where we'll be reacting to whichever way this one goes. Joe Romer should hopefully be joining me at the full time whistle. He was planning to at half time, but he's still having a few technical difficulties, so we're going to let him fully get the strap massage stretches on his laptop there to try and get it back to full health. He's not quite been stretching off here, but it's touch and go for him full time. But yeah, hopefully we'll have something positive to talk about in an hour's time. Stay tuned on the Blood Red channel, on the Liverpool Echo website, where we've got the live blog with updates. That's with me and Gorsty and Doyley. Joe's running the Twitter, so follow all the action on social media. We've got guys back in the office like producer Ian and our deskers putting up loads of stories as well. Just stay tuned. Hopefully this is going to be another good day for Liverpool. Very interesting game so far. Fingers crossed for some goals.